Hey everyone, Suri here, and welcome to the last of Eunie's superboss duels. As with the others, she's using the same build. The accelerated free charge from critical hits, doubled while she has the boss's attention, allows her to loop through the different evasion arts that the Full Metal Jaguar class gives her access to. It's a powerful setup when played carefully. While Eunie is normally unhittable when cancelling one evasion art into the next, the variance in recharge rates can easily throw off the rhythm if you aren't careful. Things like terrain and spacing can cause problems too. Seraphic Ceratinia is a great capstone to the superboss gauntlet. She only shows up once you've taken down the other four, and the top of the sword is a great area to stage the fight in. It's a fairly flat terrain. Even with the gentle slope, it's unlikely that you, or the boss, will get stuck on anything, letting you focus on navigating the battle. And buckle in, because this one will take a while. Ceratinia is the highest level enemy in the game by a significant margin, with the health and defensive stats to back it up. Unlike the previous two bosses, Ceratinia also attacks hard and fast. There's rarely much room to delay an evasion cancel, making it very important to prioritize navigating the cooldowns of Eunie's evasion arts. The first major problem you'll encounter is Celestial Dash, and the boss will use this throughout the entire fight, jumping back before dashing across the battlefield. While it does have some similarities to Imperio's Arcing Leap, the jump back will frequently put the boss out of range of Eunie's arts, which can bring things to an abrupt end if you aren't already mid-animation when it happens. After the dash, it's critical to use your own dash to get back into range of the boss while she starts turning to face Eunie again. Her attack speed leaves you with a lot less time to readjust than Imperio did. I'd also recommend using these dashes to position the boss along the edge of the battlefield. By facing her parallel to that invisible wall, you can actually limit how far she travels thanks to the natural curve of the fighting area. While you'll still need to move, it really helps you to reorient yourself and catch up to the boss to settle back into the rhythm of the fight. The second common point of failure is Transient Bond, which the boss will start using after reducing her health to around 80%. This is a multi-projectile art, a lot like Naizunt's Infernal Flame or Ryuho's Frost Cannon, and can sneak through your evasion cancels if you aren't careful. It's important to make sure that you don't cancel your arts when the feathers are about to hit. Let the animation play out, even if it means losing a cancel, and readjust as needed afterwards. Thankfully, the rest of the fight is fairly straightforward to navigate. While the Ultra Play Bite combo can be devastating to normal tanks thanks to its Doom effect, it should never hit Eunie in the first place. Sensational Vortex is in a similar spot. While the area effects can be an issue for the party, Eunie's here for the 1v1 anyway. Ancestral Warcry deserves a mention too. While it doesn't really affect the way you'll navigate the fight, the Awakening buff significantly reduces the damage that the boss takes while it's active. Together with her Enrage doubling the power of her buffs, this art is the primary culprit for the fight being as long as it is. That ends up being a challenge all on its own. Extending the time it takes to finish the boss off gives you that much more time to slip up, and even one mistake over the course of the fight can easily get Eunie knocked out. Once you've gotten the hang of the basics and reduced Ceratinia to around 60% of her health, you'll gain access to 2 more arts. The first of these, Rite of Illumination, is a really intimidating full-frontal laser assault that lasts for several seconds. While I never had a problem with it sneaking through an evasion cancel the way Transient Bond can, I still tried to avoid it being an issue. Fatal Barrage, as usual, is the best way to avoid the bulk of the attack. There is a brief wind-up period before the lasers fire, letting you set up and execute a longer animation to dodge them with. Violent Streak is another good way to avoid it. The animation matches Rite of Illumination pretty neatly, letting you evade the entire thing. Just be careful if you do. It can be tricky to cancel out a Violent Streak with another evasion art, and the boss's attack speed doesn't give you much of a window to find your footing once your art split returns to the screen. The last art isn't something that affects this build too much. While Star Spangled Fan's ability to seal chain attacks can be a major problem for standard setups, it doesn't affect Eunie much. Chain attacks tend to be hard to recover from with this build since they interrupt your evasion chain and can make it difficult to restart it afterwards. So it's typically better to just ignore the gauge entirely.
worked because you carried the plan up to the letter.